inviting me. Thank you everyone for showing up tonight. I appreciate it on the very first day that it hasn't been raining. It feels like weeks here. Particularly to take this evening and spend it here with us. Quantum Touch is just a fabulous modality. When I first found out about it and took the first class, it felt to me like a coming home. It felt to me like, now I know I have a foundation for things that I thought were going on, but I didn't know much about them. I've been working with Quantum Touch now for, well, let me say this. I've been a practitioner for 10 years. I've been an instructor for 7 years. I've been an instructor in the level 2 since that came up, and self-created health since that came out. I was asked to help develop the mentor program that they have, and the mentor program is actually for instructors, new instructors, so that they can learn how to best present the material. My journey to that point, and I'm sure you all have these same kinds of journeys of synchronous events and things that are pushing you in a direction that the universe wants you to go, was held up for a while. I was a stay-at-home mom and loved my work there. And when my youngest went to kindergarten, all-day kindergarten, I thought, you know, what do I want to do when I grow up? I need to look at that now because I don't have somebody home all the time. And I started first with art because that was a place where I found peace and where I found quiet, where I could hear those inner voices before. Hadn't done it for, well, since college really, because kids come along, you know, it takes your time. So when I started with watercolors and started doing just paintings, taking time just to meditate and ask the essence of the animal or the plant or whatever I was painting come into the painting. And then people started asking me for paintings, doctor's offices, people asked them for meditation tools, and I thought, meditation tools? Wow, that's pretty cool. Do I do that? And people were saying, yes, yes, please help me, give me this. And I said, okay, I guess I do that. And then I had a woman ask me for a healing painting. And I thought, do I do that? Well, she's asked, I must do that, right? So this particular painting was for her sister. Her sister was bipolar, and she wanted something that would just assist her. It was a gift, it would be a gift. The sister didn't know anything about it coming to her. So she just said, whatever you think will work. So I looked into flower essences that might help balance the electrical system of the body. I looked at things that might bring vibration and balance. And the flower that I came up with was a Laureana rose. And so I did that on one side of the painting. I was going to do it on the other side to balance the electrical system, balance the painting. But that flower only had 5 petals and it was done. Okay. Put some other beautiful things in there, bees and things like that to really raise the vibration of the painting. When she came to pick it up, she said, so tell me, you know, your process. And I said basically what I've said to you. And she said, wait a minute, what was the name of that rose? And I said, it was a Laureana rose. And she said, that's the name of our sister who died last year. Okay, I guess I do this. Thank you for letting this come through me. And, you know, she was crying, and she said, now what about the other flower? And I said, well, with the 5 petals, it was done. And she said, I had a dream 2 nights ago. And I was in my Catholic schoolgirl uniform. Mary, the mother of our Lord, handed me that flower. I was crying then too, and thinking, wow, this is really significant, and where do I go with this? And it was after that what came to me was my hands were on fire. Anytime I saw the word healing, anytime I heard the word healing, anytime someone said the word healing. And I realized that it needed to come more directly. It couldn't just be through the art. Yes, the art was helpful, but it really needed to be hands-on. And so I started doing research and looking at all the modalities, and of course there are many, many, many modalities, energy modalities, Reiki and healing, touch and access, and, you know, I mean, there care as many as my arm is long, right? And I think there's a reason for that, because I think that that is something, you know, everyone is supposed to be able to find their niche in whatever way it is. The same is true of religion. Everyone is able to find their way through all these different modalities, through these different practices, through all of that. And for me, quantum touch was the way that I found the most ease in it. It wasn't steeped in, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. It didn't have guru kinds of things. It was basically, the idea is everybody's born with this. Everybody can do this. Yes, we may have forgotten some of that, but when you get a little scratch or paper cut, you don't think, okay, I want all of my white blood cells to go here and I want them to then blah, 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 blah. You don't think that, it just does that. But what has happened in our societies, we've gotten away from that, because we've gotten hooked into the idea that science can fix everything, or that we're too busy to listen to our body. But when you come back to the body and the body's innate ability to heal itself, miracles really do happen. And with quantum touch, I love the humor that Richard Gordon, who's written books, brings to it. He's very lighthearted about it. And the idea is that these are foundation techniques, but once you get these foundation techniques, play. Do what you want. Do what feels right. Do what feels right in the moment for the person you're working with, because I'm not a healer except for myself. I can hold a very high vibration. I can hold that idea that, yes, it is true, you can heal. And you can feel like there's hope, and then you raise your vibration. But I can't heal you. I can only heal myself. You can only heal yourself. But it's when we bring that higher vibration in, that then we're able to move into that healing. And of course, the breath in most modalities, energy modalities, is what we think of as the animating force of life. Prana, chi, mana, ki, whatever you want to call it, that animating force of life. And with quantum touch, we use the breath and visualization techniques to bring up the vibration. We also bring in sound, we bring in color, all kinds of different techniques of moving the energy. But the idea is that the energy is carried on your breath. And when you breathe your whole body realizes then that it is in charge of healing, not just your mind, not just what it says on the prescription bottle, but your whole body can work toward healing. And that's what I loved about this work. And I love the ease of it, I love the humor in it, the fact that I can just play. I can listen to those voices in my head and really pay attention to my body. And that's really what quantum touch is. Richard Gordon, as I said, is the one who has written the book, but originally Bob Rasmussen was the man who first started doing the work. He was such a natural and such an empath and such an intuitive man that he really didn't have anything written down. He really couldn't even tell you what he was doing, he just did it. But Richard is a very tenacious man, and he watched and followed and did as much as he could to get information about what is Bob doing. And he saw that breath was the key, and he saw the way that Bob was bringing the energy into his body from the ground up and through his body. He saw when Bob was visualizing or bringing in other energies of color and sound and things like that. And I say see. Richard really doesn't see, except in the general sense of the word. He's just a man who really asks a lot of questions. And so he did. And so he got all the techniques that Bob had been doing, but then he added to them. Because he had other people saying, well, this is what Bob's doing. What if we do this and this? What if we do this and this? What if we combine that and this? And so it's just grown from there. This is the basic first book. There's also a level 2 now that is much more heart-based, because the heart energy is really coming to the forefront right now and working